Hey, my YouTube, and welcome back to a new video with me, Rams fan YT. We are back with another World Cup live watch along. I've had my half an hour break, and we are here. Belgium versus Egypt. De Bruyne players who will be gracing this football pitch today. We will go through the lineups now because we are already running a bit behind. Had to have my tea in somehow during this time. A 4-2-3-1 is being played by both teams today. Very even. Sorry about that. So very even for both of these two teams. We've got for Belgium, Thibaut Courtois in goal, no surprises there. Timothy Castagna as a left back, Michel and Ngoy in midfield, and Thomas Meunier as right back. A midfield duo of Yuri Tillemans, who's interestingly been selected as captain, and Andre Onana. A forward three, Jeremy Doku on one wing, Leonardo Trossard on the other, with KDB, Kevin De Bruyne, in the centre, and De Ketelaere up top. No Lukaku up top this time. He is on the bench, interestingly, as is some people like De Kuyper and Axel Witsel, big names of the past, of course. For Egypt, they've got Schobert in goal, a back four, Abdou Fatou, Fatih, Ibrahim, and Hani. Holding midfield two is Ataya and Lashim. A attacking forward trio of Zico, Ashore, and captain Mohamed Salah, Liverpool's own, and Omar Mamouche is the target man up top. So some real great players for both teams. Trezeguet is a team member makes up the bench for the Egyptian squad. I know a lot of people probably remember him from his time with, I believe, was it Aston Villa? Potentially. We're about to have kickoff here at the World Cup. It's another one in the United States of America is one of these games. There's almost 3 countries hosting. A lot of the focus has been on America, of course. And Belgium is the team to kick us off. And instantly they've gone long here. And some great work as, that's going to be a throw-in for Egypt. I thought it could have been a foul there. It looked like Jeremy Doku. Was it Jeremy Doku or was it Meunier? Someone was fouled over there. I'm just trying to see. It was all covered a bit on the screen. It was Onana who was fouled initially, but there's now a throw-in. Rudy Garcia is actually now the manager of Belgium. A bit of change over the years from the days of, was it Roberto Martinez who was manager of Belgium? 3rd place in 2018, if you span back the clock to that World Cup. Meanwhile, Egypt, well, they've never been in the semi-finals of the World Cup, have been 7 times African Cup of Nations winners, and it's with Egypt at the moment in the defensive duo. Another team from Africa who are playing all in white today. We saw Cape Verde shock the world as they held European champion Spain to a 0-0 draw. And an early day attack has been cut out fairly decently by the number 4 for Belgium. Egypt they're just surrounding Salah there off the ball, and it will be Doku, I think, who no, wasn't Doku who was taking a throw in. They just zoomed in for him at that particular moment in time. Doku may even have surpassed Kevin De Bruyne as the best player currently in this Belgian squad. He is now with Man City, a place that Kevin De Bruyne had for so many years. A great target, a surging forward run, kicked behind by De Ketelaere. I can never pronounce this guy's name. He's got so many syllables. Hassam Hussein is the head coach for Egypt, who wants to quickly recycle possession. Shubia for Egypt will take this goal kick. He goes out to the left, and some amazing incisive ball. Onana it is with a challenge, and that was not a foul apparently according to ref. It looked like it to me, but apparently play on. Egypt have it coming up right in the penalty area, but Belgium managing to get away with it for now. But it's gone out for a throw-in for Belgium. I could see what was on the mind of that ball, but ultimately not on target in the end. A throw-in then taken by the number 21 for Belgium, who will launch it downfield. Surely that's going to be a throw-in for... I think it's a throw-in for Egypt. Lino didn't move his flag on iota. So odd. We're in Seattle, if you're wondering where in America's this game was being played. There's a sort of back four situation, quite a flat back four at times, actually, for this Egyptian side, which is great to see. There's a lot of movement off the ball, but on the ball, not a great deal. A long pass looking for one of the wingers for Egypt, yet to find it, and some hard-working yards. Oh, there's been a lot of misplaced passes this World Cup. You can tell that they don't play with each other every week. Tends to happen in the national team. These sort of mistakes do eventually get cut out in the later stages, but certainly in the group stage, wayward passes are always quite a common feature. And a nice quick movement there for Egypt as they're making their way down the near side. Number 13's got it now. I'll find out names, as you know the drill by now, later on down the line when we've actually get a fair few zooms in and people have different amount of touches. Out on the right-hand side it is. It's progressing forward, and a chance here. Oh, Salah almost got there, but Castagne got a great challenge in. I think it was Salah. It was actually Zico. Is Salah on the other wing? I don't know if they swapped the wings over. Or it was maybe mentioned wrong in the lineup to begin with. Well, that helps a lot because I've been probably mislabeling the two players because of that. Some amazing interchange play, but it's intercepted by Egypt. It's a high ball there, and it's that KDB who was a cheeky instinct to play. The shot comes off. It's ended back with the Belgian team somehow. A bit fortuitous with that, maybe. Some lovely quick touches of play just to ease the tension in this opening 6 minutes of football. Hard to really say. Doku's got it now. He's going to burst, and he's done a great pass there, showing a bit of quality. Lining up for a shot, and it's just wide by Kevin De Bruyne. Great servant of Belgian football over the years. And looking at this here, he's got a great shot, and he's just dragged it wide, to be honest. Maybe should be doing a bit better in that position, but can't blame him. It's the first attempt of the game. And Egypt already seeing the threats that the Belgian national team do pose. A free kick as Omar Mourmouche goes on the ground from a foul by Yuri Tielemans, I think, against him potentially in midfield. Well, it wasn't Tielemans. It was Anana. It was your Tielemans who was protesting about the decision. I don't think there was much protesting about it, to be honest. And we are underway again with Egypt, with their defensive players. So probably the weaker department out of all departments. We know that Egypt's attacking threat with Salah and Marmoush is quite something, to be honest. And Egypt will, at the moment, just be focusing to sort of absorb a bit of the pressure, taking the sting a bit out of the game. And oh, that's poor. Bit fortuitously, it did come back to Egypt, but that's surely a foul in midfield. It was Inana who's gone down grabbing his right leg. Already, it was that challenge, Salah. I don't think Mo Salah actually caught him, to be honest. I'm going to see a replay from a different angle. That's surely a dive by Nana there. What is it? It was if I can't believe that, really. That was a disgraceful decision to be given as a free kick. Salah's smiling about it, but I think that was a dive, to be honest. I don't think there was much contact in it. Seen a few games already of a bit of a dive. It's back with Egypt's goalkeeper, who will just taunt the players by picking it up. It's just sort of classic stuff like that. But Egypt not looking comfortable on the ball. They've kicked it out poorly under no pressure for a throw in for the Belgian national team, and they'll come here with Kevin De Bruyne. He's surrounded. It's going to be a goal kick. I thought it wasn't even KDB. It was that player's name, number 10, which I can't pronounce because it's got like 20 syllables. Oh no, it's Leandro Trossard. I thought it was the centre. Sorry, I've just come off another stream and had to immediately rush to go and get some food, and I'm a bit tired. So I apologise for the lack of professionalism. If you're expecting a streamlined entertainment and knowledge, then that's probably not the right channel, but not at the moment anyway. But we are underway, and Belgium have the opportunity to break. Jeremy Doku will be running down this far side, but Egypt managed to counter him out. He had no one supporting him, to be honest. Trying to pick out Zico there, I think, or maybe Marmoush. Didn't end up with either, and Belgium will be able to break. But it's intercepted in midfield by Belgium, by the Egyptian team, who will now run and a little bit of interplay between the two, with Salah definitely involved with that, and that's seen one of the Egyptian players fall to the floor claiming agony. But nothing in that, says the referee, and it's all going to be controlled by Courtois, who just boots it downfield. And there's a good chance here for a break, actually. And it's just ran out of pace and speed, has Dekan Kestianak. Something like that. The centre forward for Belgium, Yassaf, I believe, was one. Although he did get the ball, to be honest. I'm not too convinced, to be honest. But De Kettelberg, I don't know. These Belgian players are so long surnames sometimes. We are throwing for Belgium on this near side, taken nice and quickly. And it's in midfield. some purposeful movements at times. But in this heat, a lot of players don't want to do anything too rash. That's going to be the first yellow card of the game for Atia. It is. Let's see this on a replay. This might be overturned, you know. This might be overturned later. We've seen already once this World Cup the wrong decision being given for a yellow card. I severely hope this is overturned, because there was not any contact in that at all. There wasn't a single bit of contact, and the referees bought the reaction. This is awful. It's scumbaggery and cheating. There's no other way of putting it. The Belgian player went down without having a single touch by the Egyptian player against him. Doku's got it. Not great. Leaves a sour taste in the mouth. Doku going across. It's intercepted. But that's going to be involving pulling against Salah, and another yellow card has been brandished. Pulling against Salah has seen the booking, maybe for the referee trying to correct an error he made earlier. It's Timothy Castagne. How are you already on 2 yellow cards and it's only 15 minutes in, referee? Quite frankly, ridiculous. Neither of which I was necessarily convinced were yellows in the first place. A throw in for Egypt then in an attacking third. Dangerous position to be in. The throw's taken backwards. I can't presume they don't have a long throw in their locker if they're not going to use it then, because that would have been an ideal opportunity. A lifted, targeted ball to Marmouche, but it's gone too far, and Courtois will collect it. And the Belgian team will begin from the back again. And it's gone out for a Belgian throw, which will be taken nice and quickly. Doku's got the pace if he wanted to. That's a great challenge, ultimately, by Egypt. Got the ball, but Doku's grabbing hold of his leg like mad. Get up, man. Nothing wrong with a challenge. It's just a strong, strong challenge. Okay. On reflection, maybe not. I don't think he actually got the ball, and he has gone studs up to Doku there. So far, some horrible calls by the referee. Tielemans taking the throw and giving it back to Egypt. It's sort of known as good sportsmanship. And it's gone out for a throw for the Belgian national team. I'm really unsure what the referee sort of combination of micromanaging this game and just making wrong calls at the moment. I don't have a good word for him at the moment. Belgian team are just kicking it around the field at the moment. Looking at the stronger of the two teams. Well, it's been close. That'll be a foul against Salah again, I believe. I think everyone knows Salah is the one strong player in this team for Egypt, and is sort of therefore From Anfield and Etihad to Seattle now. Well, that's two of the better players in the Egyptian team, I imagine that poster referring to, being Omar Marmoush for the Etihad and Anfield being Salah. Both here in Seattle today. The World Cup Group G. We're finally getting through most of the World Cup group stages now. It feels like it's taken a quick but also short time as well. And well, a short time and a long time at the same time. A lot of the nighttime fixtures have felt very dragged at times. But a composed performance so far by the Belgian team. They've yet to get a goal for their pressure and efforts, but we know most of this Egyptian team is not anywhere near world class. We've got a couple of generally class players, and at one point Mo Salah would have been considered world class, but for two to take the throw in, and that's so confusing. What's the referee blown up there for? I don't know. But Egypt have got themselves in a great position on this right-hand side. Plenty of players forward for them to utilise. Lovely little patterns of play emerging. Shot comes in and it's a goal on the turn. Egypt have broken the deadlock. 1-0, number 8 for Egypt was on scoring it. There's a pile on there, so I don't entirely know who it is. We'll see in a minute. But Egypt have made a breakthrough in this World Cup Group G game. It's Ashub. And it's a great goal, to be honest. And Zico's giving him a big hug. Some interesting interplay. And on the turn, call if you like, from about just on the edge of the penalty area. Stride purposefully, got it on target. It's a relatively straightforward goal, to be honest. But Ashub won't have any complaints. There's nothing Courtois could have done about that. He's just gone, even though he's the best keeper in the world. I don't think two keepers could have saved that, as a classical old cliche goes. Very calm and collated goal. This, I don't know why he's pushed him down during the celebration there, Zico. That's just, it was a bit silly. Yuri Tillemans can't believe it. 1-0 to Egypt. So an Ashur goal, Imam Ashur, on the 20th minute. Not long before a hydration break, I imagine. Which I always feel should be optional. No. Tielemans has it. Belgium trailing now. Got a mountain a bit to climb. And it's not going to be easy to break down this Egypt team. They've instantly now started putting all of their players behind the ball as a result. Drifting out wide to Doku. We've got Zico to contend with. It's going around. Tielemans with an aerial battle. It's cleared downfield. Still can't believe Yuri Tillemans as a captain. Absolutely ridiculous. Is he still? He can't still be with Leicester and considered Belgium's national team captain, can he? Why is KDB or Courtois or something like that not captain? We are on a hydration break for this opening 21 minutes. We are 1-0 to Egypt. Not Not a fan of some of the things that has happened this half, by the way. Salah with the assists, if you were wondering, it's de Ketelaere. I need to learn how to pronounce that because, well, we seem to be attributing Courtois as the main problem for that conceding that goal. But I don't think either side necessarily been the greatest. There seemed to be a dive as well, which resulted in the yellow card earlier, which I thought shouldn't have gone that direction. So a bit poor, to be honest. But yeah, the Moosh goal just so calm and collated. No one around him. And he's just picked his spot and shot and got it in. There's no one around him. The defense has to take. Who's tracking your runners? Who's picking him up? For me, that's part of the problem. Salah, viewed by many as sort of almost the father of this group, having so many appearances. The other group game in this one is Iran versus New Zealand, happening at 2 a.m. this morning, or tomorrow morning rather, which I'm not going to be watching. France versus Senegal is probably the big game, which is happening on tomorrow. I will be on holiday for a couple of weeks, so unable to cover that game, but I would have loved to cover it, and it would have been an interesting game. It's a very interestingly designed stadium. You can tell that it is normally an American football stadium due to its design shape. It's all quite narrow, sort of very wide sides on one side and then very narrow at the other. De Ketelaere is somebody who I think needs to get a bit more involved in the game. Shaw is a player for me who's currently on this man of the match worthy performance for his goal. Other than that, not a lot separates these two teams. Hydration break is over. Egypt have it on the wings. Timothy Castanier's forcing of pressure enables Belgium to get a throw in. It's with Ndoye at the centre back. Just a cheeky 1-2 and we sprayed about a bit. A large proportion of a defender's job nowadays is keeping possession more than anything. There would have been a time and a place when the centre back having possession would have been a no-go. They would have pinged it forwards. No such thing nowadays. All this playing out from the back. That's what it's called anyway. Cross comes in. It's blocked behind for a throw-in. Timothy Castagno, I believe it is, who's done all that work. And a couple of good movements between Youri Tielemans and Castagnier, but ultimately, Youri Tielemans is still down from that challenge, by the way. It's gone centrally, though. It's lifted up. De Ketelaere was lurking. Another throw for Belgium. This hydration break has clearly helped the Belgian team more. We're looking a little rattled. And Doku on the right-hand side. Again, they're opting to switch play. We've seen this so often in this World Cup. Something I'm not a huge fan of. I will say that now. Back to Doku. taking on his mark of number 3 for Egypt. Lifted ball in, it's headed, and that's surely a foul. A save is eventually brought by Egypt's goalkeeper, but it's actually Assur, the number 8 for the goal scorer for Egypt's on the floor, who came away again. I don't think there's a lot in there, and Kevin De Bruyne was the one who, let one fly, testing the goalkeeper out. A lot of diving at the moment. We saw far too much of that in 2014. I'd rather not appreciate a repeat of that. Intercepting nicely, but this can only come as far as the midfield in Belgium's favour. And Doku will run with the ball versus Zico. He opts to go back and receives a 1-2. That'll be a throw-in for Belgium. Not sure how you're complaining about that, mate. It definitely came off you. And there, Doku's got it now. And then he has won his team a throw-in. Oh, almost a handball there. And it must have caught the back of the calf as opposed to the hand. Oh, we couldn't trap the ball under his feet, and Egypt have a chance to run here. Assur again. He's sure of himself, but Tielemans comes in with a good tackle there. Solid by the former, or maybe even current, Leicester City midfielder. Definitely played for Leicester for a large period of his career. I feel like he might have moved on now. The ball is long, out, up and wide. Throw-in taken. He's with Aston Villa now, Youri Tielemans. I thought he wasn't. He was far too good to be with Leicester City. And that's going to be a great challenge. They're seeing De Ketelaere on the ground. They haven't really got a centre forward. De Ketelaere keeps on drifting out wide. It's what Lukaku would never do. And he's on the bench today. Cleared up by Zico, but it's more height than distance. Half an hour in, 1-0 to Egypt. The Imam Assur goal on the 20th minute is what separates these two teams. But Belgium have a chance here. It's flicked goalwards, but it's very much wide by Youri Tielemans. Wasn't a bad effort. Tielemans was the one making a run. He's tried to flick it on. I think he's trying to get it to De Ketelaere, but he's not got enough power on it. Well, it's actually quite good, but De Ketelaere was he's just gone flicked it behind him and not seen De Ketelaere's run. I didn't mind that by Tielemans, actually. I could see what he was doing. It's just unfortunate that no one for the Belgian team could. But number 14 is moving for Egypt, is moving slightly oddly. One of the centre-backs for Egypt. And Belgium have it now. And they're moving it forward with great sense of purpose at the moment. They've got the beat between the teeth of wanting to get an equaliser. Just run out to Doku, Man City winger. The pace that he has is electric at times. He's managed to win his team another throw-in just because of it, because they can't really get to him much. Is this Ndoye? Potentially it is. And Munier. Oh, Castagno, I think Muniz on the other side. Flicked on. Oh, it was a great flick on, but unfortunately, I don't think Kevin De Bruyne could get on the end of it. And it goes all the way back to Courtois in the Belgium net. His distribution is second to none sometimes, although he hasn't found a target in that one. Often described amongst his peers as being one of the best players during his peak, along with the likes of Neuer and Iker Casillas. It's parried behind the Gea as well was also one of the ones in that crop, often coming up as who the best goalkeeper in the world was. It's a great shot by Zico, and it is parried behind by Courtois, brought into action. It's a great chance by Zico. It was going in. You can never unlearn goalkeeping. It's such a great skill, and they've got so much longevity in the game. Doku's on the being a bit of an inverted winger at the moment, and he has been caught. And that will be a free kick. It's going to be a yellow card as well, I suspect. He was reaching into pockets again to get his pen, and I think everyone was like, "Is he going to reach for a red?" That would have been harsh. He did get the ball, to be fair, but it's the second one who absolutely did not get the ball. There's two tackles. The first one got the ball. The second one, which was a bookable offence, Ahmed Fatou did not get the ball at all. And Belgium have it instead. Utilising great width at the moment. Trossard with it. Is it a Belgian throw or an Egyptian throw? Trossard seems to think it should have been his, but the referee, I think, has said otherwise. Maybe a bit of a contentious decision. An aerial duel it is, and Egypt come away with it. Gone for a through ball. Youri Tielemans laying it off. He's now gone long downfield. Gone inside, and that's parried behind. And I think it was Castagna. Yes, Timothy Castagna who knocked it out. Egypt got the possession at the moment in their defensive half. And it's gone all the way back to Egyptians' goalkeeper. They're just passing it around with complete ease at the moment. No pressurizing or intensity by Belgium. Very much knowing that they were just going to go long, ultimately, Egypt. But Egypt can keep the ball in their own half all they want, as long as they don't concede. But there is still a long way to go in this game. And it is well worth saying at this moment in time. I think it's always worth mentioning that a one-goal lead is never quite enough. And coming forward now are Belgium. A lot of players, and that's going to be a free kick, apparently. Is it Youri Tielemans who has been penalised for it? He can't believe it. Youri Tielemans he has stepped on number 14. Although there's not a lot in Youri Tielemans' defence, there's not a lot he can do. He's gotten the ball, and the player's already on the ground sliding towards him. There's not a lot of good places he can put his feet if he's falling. A sure goal was 20 metres away. It was 35 kilometres fast, so not the fastest ball in the world, but Risky on edge goalkeeping by the Thibaut Courtois, who had to come out to clear it there. With him bearing down, I think it was Marmouche who was bearing down on him. Tielemans progressing forward, but Egypt managed to come away with it, though that is well crowded out, and Belgium will progress forward into the Egyptian penalty area. They're lining up. Someone's just got to take a shot, surely. Someone take a shot. The cross comes in. It's deep. It's gone to Doku, who's on the other wing now than he was initially. I think they may have switched him over. Oh, come on. Everyone in Egypt and white is behind the ball at the moment. So they're trying to find a way to break the defence down, where sometimes you just need to take a shot through the crowd. Doku on the near side now. And it's being played by Ndoye. Using all the width, it comes in. It's headed on. And the shot comes in. It is cleared by Egypt. A little last-ditch defending there, really. Egypt are currently, Belgium having a spell, and that will be a free kick on the halfway line. Trossard, the Arsenal striker, is on the floor. Formerly of Brighton, I believe. A lot of former Brighton players have come to this World Cup, which kind of shows how good their recruitment has been. There was a great chance here, and it was just blocked. But ultimately, Belgium are coming again. Definitely growing in. They're having a purple patch at the moment. But Egypt have it, and that will be a free kick, surely. Well, Assure, the goal scorer, is on the floor. He's taking it there, and again, not much of a touch there, to be honest. There's a lot of tumbling down for not a lot, to be honest. The referee hasn't really noticed, I think. It's punted downfield, and because Courtois didn't quite know, but there was a Egyptian attacker on him until he was forced to make a release. It's 40 minutes in, still 1-0 to Egypt. 7 times AFCON winner. Trossard has unfortunately had the ball punched or whacked against his thigh to result in a goal kick for Egypt, who just sort of need to maybe slow down the intensity, regain possession. A few people dressed up as pharaohs in the crowd. Makes sense. So some great play at the moment. About 5 minutes off from it's been a bit stop-start, so maybe 10 from half-time. There's certainly been some odd moments of stoppage. Belgium are coming. It's out on the far left-hand side. It's Doku again, very centrally this time. He just sort of floats across from one position to the other. And there's too much on that ball, and Belgium can hit on a counter. Not Belgium, sorry, Egypt can hit on a counter from a sloppy Belgian pass. Oh, the counter attack has just forced them to go back. It's so annoying when that happens. They decide they'd rather keep possession and go and be purposeful with the ball. Egypt to do a throw. No, it was a Belgian throw, actually. It was Egypt who knocked it out. Very even game. 55% of a possession to Belgium, 38% to Egypt, 7% in contest. Very, very even game, I would suggest. And the shot comes in and it's hit his own player's backside. I think it was Kevin De Bruyne with a shot. Who may have hit Trossard's backside. Kevin De Bruyne has got a chance again here. Lays it out wide to Doku. He is surrounded by White. He's adamant that he was fouled there. He can't believe he's not been given it. We'll have to see on the replay, but at the moment, Belgium still have the ball. I have no idea what that was for. Referee seemed to blow his whistle and then just carried on play. Trossard knocking the ball forward to Clotet. Lifted over. Could have headed it there. The goalkeeper was left in a bit of a caught between decisions there. Salah is surrounded. One of them is Trossard. Yuri Tielemans comes away with it, but it's won again by Egypt, who will attack this time on the left with Ashur, who has already got his name on the goal scoring sheet once this game, and he has been such an important player for Egypt today. Certainly worth considering marking him maybe a bit more, because I think a lot of energy is going to trying to nullify Salah, and alternative therefore is Ashur has managed to get some stuff in his direction. There is a foul against Doku, I believe it is. Someone who's in defence. Marmouche has stepped. Oh yeah, he's just stepped on a player there. No intention in it, but it is a free kick nevertheless. Marmouche with the step. I feel like the referee cam view is just so funny sometimes to just have like, this is what the goal looks like from a referee's perspective. 4 minutes of added time. That ball is well read and intercepted by Egypt, who will come forward now. Belgium managed to come away with it here. Trossard trying to do a little through ball, a little bit of a nice trink, but can't quite get there. Coming again though are Belgium, and that will be a throw in. Lashin was the one who got the touch on it in the end. Throw in Timothy Castagna, I believe it is. It's a long throw. Certainly a chance for a challenge here. If the shot comes in, Doku couldn't get under it and just went over the bar. It's too high. He got that all a bit too wrong. He just lashed at the chance, really. It's De Ketelaere who's done a beautiful touch to set him up, but he's hit it with the wrong part of the boot, and it's all gone the wrong direction as a result of it. He sort of just toe poked it towards goal with the top of his boot. You know, we can microanalyze football sometimes, but stuff like that kind of just proves that, after all, they are only human. And Egypt will look to end the half on an attack, but alas, it is with Doku. Well, I don't think there's any relation to Count Dooku in Star Wars. It could be interesting if he was. Trossard. Mix of old and young, well, youth and experience, really, in this Belgium squad. I think that's fair to say. Meunier is looking to win it. Doesn't win, his team of throw in and forward it might have done. There was a bit of a tussle going on there with the Egyptian defender. I don't mind it. Why are we seeing the coaches? I don't care what the coaches are doing, to be honest. Shubia will be taking this goal kick for Egypt. Punts it downfield. And that's a poor header. He wasn't aware, again, of the attacking threats and has drawn a save by Courtois. He's just tried to headed it towards Courtois, but Courtois is nowhere there. That'll be a second corner. This time Marmouche attempting to get a cross in. And Doy can consider himself probably quite enjoy something like that. Can consider himself quite lucky. Sure will be taking this corner kick. It's gone roughly shortish. Cross eventually comes in, headed away. On the rebound, it's flicked. It took a nick off a Belgian player. If Egypt can shepherd it out, and they do, yes, this one shepherded it out for his team to have a corner. This will be the last act of the half, I guarantee you. Yes. Salah, interestingly, is the one who will be taking the corner. I don't know how many people imagine Salah to be the one who was going to take the corner here. The cross comes in. It's punched. Well, it's tried to be punched and it's headed, but then cleared ultimately by the Belgium side. And that will be the end of the half, I imagine. Just looking at this replay coming in, I think it might even be to Couturier, who's done a towering header to head it clear of any danger. End of the half then, 1-0 to Egypt. Very even half. Hey man, who do you think this match will go to? Who will win? It's a very even game at the moment. That is for sure. I have a feeling 2-1 Egypt. That's what I'm going to go with full time. I think Belgium do score, but I think Egypt win it. That's my score predictions for this one. So, Belgium have been ranked 6.54, Egypt 6.69. They clearly think it's actually quite an even game so far score. Courtois on a 6.2. He is actually the worst rated player on the pitch at the moment, Courtois, which I think is unfair. He's made 2 saves, I think, and 2 successful runouts. They maybe think that he should have saved the goal. I don't necessarily concur with that opinion, but I think he's been all right. I think that's a bit harsh. 6.8 for Timothy Castagna. Done some great runs. For all 3 of the tackles he's done, he's won. He's definitely been the stronger side going forward with 2 wing backs. Michel on a 6.6. I don't think he's done a great much. He's actually been moving quite far forward at times. For me, one of the 2 involved with that, with the other one being Ngoy, who has also been almost a box-to-box midfielder at times this game, sort of implying that Belgium are the favourites as a going team, more likely to progress forward. Meunier has been very quiet on a 6.3. I would have liked to see a bit more of him, to be honest. He's done 4 fouls as well. He's been a bit sloppy in times and not awake, and That's sort of one of the reasons why Shaw has had such a standout performance. Currently, my man of the match, by the way, is Shaw, but that could all change. Yuri Tillemans and 6.4. He's appeared here, then, and everywhere, to be honest. He had one key pass. I think some of his passes have been a bit poor. That's maybe the reason why. And maybe you expect your midfielder to get a bit more in action than he has done. In terms of touches that he's had, he has had a grand total of only 34 touches, and 2 of them have been unsuccessful. Midfielder is not a great deal. 6.8 for Onana, who has been a lot involved in the midfield, as Amadou Onana, although has been, I would say, less involved in the forward play. I think has often dropped almost a back centre free midfield at times, sort of cover when the wing backs go forward. He dropped deep. 6.2 for Jeremy Doku. That's incredibly harsh. It's due to that miss, isn't it? Glazing over the bar. That is so unfair to be ranked so low because of that. That's definitely going to go up in the second half. 6.5 Kevin De Bruyne. It's been sort of loitering around the edge of the penalty area. A couple of chances for long shots. He had one which was blocked, one which was missed in the 7th minute as well. Neither of which were on target, but not being absent, which is kind of good for them. Trossard and Doku have kept on switching wings, to be honest. It's been really confusing about who's meant to be playing on which wing at the moment. Leonardo Trossard, though, has had a couple of howlers in terms of shots. 3 shots, all of which were being blocked. 6.7 for Charles de Ketelaere. The name I can't pronounce. But in terms of going forward, I don't think he's actually done anything I can think of note. He's occasionally been just sort of. He's been too far wide. If he's meant to be the focal man, he's not. He's too far wide. As harsh as it is to say, I would generally bring on someone like Lukaku just so that they could have a bigger presence up top. Shabir on a 6.6 for goalkeeper for Egypt has not had anything to do. His defence has covered him when needed. 6.8 for Hani. Another good wing-back performance by him. 8 defensive contributions, 4 out of the 5 tackles he's attempted, he's won. 5 out of the 8 ground duels he's been involved with, he has won as well. He has been dribbled past a couple of times, though, which isn't great. So there is a weakness if Doku wanted to exploit it, or Trossard. Yasser Ibrahim on a 6.5. Very quiet game, in my opinion, from the Egyptian centre-back, and could potentially have done a bit better. Fatty on a 7.0, he's been quite good. He's put his body on the line. 9 defensive contributions, all 4 of the ground duels he's been part of. He's won 4 clearances as well. He's blocked a shot. All around a decent effort from Hamdi Fatty. For Abdul Fatou or Ahmed Fatou, he has only had 4 defensive contributions, but I think he's had quite a quiet game, in all honesty. He's won 3 out of 4 ground duels, though, so not too bad. Atia on a 6.3. I think is this one which I considered him unfortunate to get a yellow card, as the player dived, in my opinion. He's had 1 key pass, but his pass accuracy from midfield has been poor, to be honest, and he's not been optimistic in some of his passes. 23 out of 31 passes were accurate, and over half of them were in his own half. Whenever he's tried to do a long ball, it's not paid off. Atia's not been great. Lachine on a 6.7. He's been a bit better. But again, even he's been quite quiet. Only 11 passes made out of 12, which he's attempted to be accurate. It's like he's just been quiet and sort of therefore drag deeper someone like Zico, who's on a 6.2, who you want to be further up the pitch. You do short little interchanges to try and make them runs, but has just been kept out of the game by in large. Only because I go through the centre with Salah, who's on a 6.5. He's had one assist, one key pass. I mean, that will probably be the assist, I imagine. Honestly speaking, quiet for Salah in this opening stages. Sure, though, will be one stealing the limelight on a 7.7. The winger who scored the goal to begin with, the only shot of the game, actually, for sure. I don't know too much about him, to be honest. Some of his passing has been incredibly wayward. So for a winger, he seems to be better at scoring than he is of actually being a winger. Maybe swap him and Mo Salah around. He plays for Al Ali, the well-known Egyptian club, probably the most well-known Egyptian club out there. And then finally, Umar Marmoush on a 6.6. Quiet game, to be honest. We only had one shot, which was saved. It was on target, though, right towards the dying moments of this game. So, yes, that is half-time. 1-0 to Ethiopia. Not Ethiopia, Egypt. Flipping heck. I've done so much content recently. It's sort of having a adverse effect, I think. But I hope everyone is having a great day. What is the best World Cup game you have seen so far? I really liked the USA versus Paraguay game, and I also quite liked, which I didn't watch live, I watched it on replay. In terms of game I watched live, Brazil versus Morocco, the first half was thoroughly entertaining. It did slow down, but some of the football that came out was fantastic. And it ended up in a draw. If you're a fan of defence, I'd say the Cape Verde game, which I did before this, was a fantastic one. I'm really annoyed that I won't be able to watch the England games live for any of the group stage ones anyway. Our first game is is probably the most difficult one out of them all, up against Croatia. That'll be in a couple of days' time. And our other one's group is Panama and Ghana. So we should be able to get out of that group. Although anything is possible, having looked at Spain today getting a draw in their game against Cape Verde, I am now worried for the likes of Panama. So it's one of them ones that at the moment, I think I want to see Jeremy Doku actually in this game. I want to see Jeremy Doku be a bit more confirmed about where they want him to play. And the same with Trossard. They keep on swapping the two players' positions at the moment, which is, I think, confusing a bit of everyone and damaging both players' games. I mean, Egypt have probably sorted roughly their formula. I have gone. I'm going to say it again: 2-1 Egypt. I think we see a couple of goals in the second half in this one. Goal aside, it's in England. Well, in Newcastle, England, anyway. Absolutely tipping it down right now. So maybe that will give us the psychological advantage for can you do it on a cold and wet Tuesday night in Stoke? Uh, would have been that's probably why it hasn't ended up being a World Cup in England in quite some time now. A lot of people are probably wondering why not, considering the quality of stadiums that we have here compared to, no disrespect to somewhere like Morocco, but or Saudi, they just don't have the infrastructure, and somehow they're getting World Cups, um, as well as nations with horrific human rights abuses. Um, but you can't really go through a World Cup without mentioning some of the problems with the visas that we've seen, particularly in America, um, and some of the Egyptian fans struggling to get to this game because of such a um, travel ban imposed against them. If we're looking at Egypt's chances, Zico has been involved in actually, I think, a fair few of them. That is actually one of the most wonderful efforts of the game, to be honest. Was the Zico shot. Um, that corner probably could have been better dealt with um, by Belgium, but why the number 17 there hasn't jumped up for it, I'm not too sure. And I'll put on subtitles now, see what we're actually talking about. They've got Olivier Giroud in as one of the um, pundits, and with Mika Richards, who Michael Richards was actually was it Michael Richards was at the game that I went to at one point in North Shields. Um, Giroud presumably played up against quite a number of times, I would suggest, for his country in France, up against this Belgian team. And I think that was one of the semi-finals, wasn't it? Possibly. Back in 2018, the year that France won it. You got to think about it. I would bring Lukaku on at half time. They need a focal point, Belgium. During qualification process, by the way, just reading this stat off here, Egypt had 8 out of the 10 games a clean sheet. Now we are talking about different quality of teams, certainly, but you'd expect their defence to be fairly resilient. We are about to begin the second half. Two teams have come out of the tunnel. Well, the Belgian team have. Egypt are just coming out now. We've seen quite good work all round from Africa, I would suggest, this World Cup. A fantastic draw by Morocco against Brazil. Cape Verde managing to keep a draw up against Spain. And Egypt on course, if it remains as it is right now, to claim a victory against Belgium. Obviously, Tunisia let the side down a bit with their 5-1 defeat up against Sweden. But who knows about the Senegal versus France game? But I've got Senegal to be a bit of a dark horse this year, maybe. Getting to at least the quarterfinals, I would anticipate. And maybe even topping their group. European nations are known for trying to pace out the group stage a bit more than some of the other nations. Egypt to get us underway then in the second half. Any time now, Rafa, you can blow your whistle. Come on. Now wait. And it's underway. Flipping it, that took way too long. It's immediately a long ball looking over and a throw in for Egypt in an attacking sense. That was quite something. So yes, 1-0 to Egypt coming into the second half. All still to play for. Neither side really dominated much this game. The goal obviously suggests towards Egypt, but I think possession would probably be towards Belgium. Oh, cheaply there by Assure giving away possession and a throw in for Belgium. Should be doing much better in that position. It's a poor throw in, and Egypt will take it. Another one. Ngoy quickly being pressed, and I think it went out for a throw in. Egypt will take. It's all being close, happening all on that touchline over there. Um, Finally cleared down the pitch for Belgium. We've got Courtois in goal, Castagne, Michel, Ngoy, and Meunier, with Tielemans and Onana, holding midfielders, Doku, De Bruyne, and Trossard, and then up top, De Ketelaere. For we'll go through the Egyptian one in a minute. As the Belgian team on attack, okay, it's been cut out at the moment. So Schubert in goal, with Ahmed Fatou, Fatih, Yasser Ibrahim, and Mashi, Lashani and Atia, Bashir, Salah, and Zico, and Totmar Arma Mamouche. Again, still far too quick with live TV coverage of that being on the screen. Doku can't believe that he's not being given a free kick in that position. Instead of throwing to Egypt, and they will lift that ball long field pass in. He's got place to run into as Assure. He's got Meunier tracking back. He lays the ball in. It's gone centrally. The ball comes in another one, and they keep on going with the shots, but they keep on being blocked. And ultimately, it's scuffed clear by Belgium eventually. Some sustained pressure there by Egypt. Here, certainly not afraid. They've come out of traps a bit in the second half. And a great through ball there. Zico potentially on it, and that will go out for a throw in. Zico was in a dangerous position there. That chance from earlier, just a few minutes earlier, was a few deflections and just couldn't quite get it on to challenge the goalkeeper. There's shouts for a high boot amongst the Egyptian players and bench. Was it by Tielemans potentially? We'll see this here. Yeah, it's definitely a high boot. Don't know if might have had some contact involved. I don't think there was, and Belgium have it, so clearly not. If it made contact, that would have definitely been a high boot, but I don't think it did, even though the Egyptian player was making a right meal out of it. Flipping heck. I'm personally, Courtois, just stay in your box, because at any moment some of these Belgian players lose possession in this game, and just by the looks of it. And at the moment, a great interlocking in midfield, and that's going to be a free kick. Doku yet again being the one who is receiving the fouling against. That's the number 22 who's just slightly pushed him over. There's way too much exaggeration there by Doku. That is definitely what happens at City. It's Omar Mamouche, I think, is number 22. The two players from City on opposite teams today. Normally would be under the Pep Guardiola system at the Etihad. De Bruyne to take this set piece. He opts to go square to Trossard. It is now. He spins away, and he's still got the ball here, Trossard. He's doing a quite decent job, and eventually the slide tackle comes in. The ball's lifted high. Doku can get here. A chance to whip it in. He's run into the penalty area, but he's just too many people. Frustrating at times watching Doku. Just the decision making for me has been wrong in a lot of these positions, and Egypt can potentially run away with it here. Long field ball. Courtois has to go out to go and get it, and hoofs it down the field. Flicked on. Tielemans claiming to have been fouled there. De Ketelaere had a bit of an altercation there to try and get the free kick, or the ball for the free kick. And it's in midfield with Ngoy. And progressing onwards here. Doku in the middle. And it's going to be a free kick in quite a dangerous position. Ataya was the one who this time put in the foul. Castagna had a great ball through, and yeah, just stuck a leg out. Not entirely needed there, Ataya. Oh. Now we know Kevin De Bruyne has got a decent ball on him. Number of assists over his career. Kevin De Bruyne is, I think it's the all-time assist record in the Premier League, although that may have been beaten, but I'm pretty certain I'm right with that. But in this position, you just need to be taking scoring, and a lot going through Kevin De Bruyne's head probably right now, as he's thinking where to go. Could probably break the deadlock here. This is definitely a position which you'll be going and shooting on target, I would imagine. Trossard could have potentially been another player I'd have had over it, but considering the cool and calm nature of Kevin De Bruyne, you can't complain too much. Get in line, lads. Flipping heck. What the Egyptian side is doing, I have no idea. They're all moving off their shaved foam line. They keep on swapping who's going who, who's being draft excluder, who's not. It's just absolutely stupid. It's gone. Ooh. Wasn't too far off there from Kevin De Bruyne. I think it might have been hit the post. Well, a decent enough chance, one would say. You got it over the wall, and yes, he hit the post. It looked like he hit the post, and he certainly has. And it's not a bad effort there. Couple of inches further to the right, and he would have scored. And that is why you want Kevin De Bruyne when you set pieces, because he knows where the goal is. Now, he's obviously not scored, and Egypt will come up with a counter-attack here. A lovely cross ball for Zico, and they've won themselves a corner. Castagna having to track back and doing a lot of defensive work there. There was a quick break from the Egypt national team, and it was Zico who tried to get the shot off, which was blocked behind by Castagna. Salah to take this corner kick. And it comes. Headed away. Headed on by Trossard. But there's no one there, and so Egypt will pick it up. And they'll go all the way back to the Egyptian goalkeeper. And they'll come again, Egypt. They've certainly shown themselves to be up there as one of the greatest nations right now in the world. And it's kept alive. It's gone in field by Zico. Oh, a strong challenge there in the end. And that's an even stronger one potentially, but both completely legitimate. And Egypt comes in, flying ball, headed on the rebound. That was horrific. They sure should be doing 10 times better in that position. He had a fantastic early on shot. That was very much the opposite. It was a inviting opportunity. The towering header came in, but was thrown away, and it was almost like a cross, to be honest. It was Salah with the initial header, which was saved by Courtois. But the second ball for me, Courtois managed to get a hand to it, but went straight into the path of one who's the reason there is that one goal cushion that Egypt have in their favour. There will be a couple of changes from Belgium here. Kind of makes sense, I would suggest. Kind of lost their way a bit so far, and Doku's not Doku, it's Anana rather. Day is over, as is Castagnes. On comes De Kuiper, very much a dependable centre back, and Raskin. Throw in taken by Belgium. But Egypt will come away with it lifted and lofted over. And a chance here. That's Salah running into the box. It is indeed, I believe. He opts it to go back to Zico. Oh, it's not Zico, it's Omen Mormouche. It's all a bit of a mess. And eventually cleared by Belgium. Dispossessed initially was Doku. But then was a follow-up of a foul. And Belgium will have it. We have a chance to switch play a bit round here now. Maybe not. There's no point in it is the way modern football is, I suppose. And Mounier has just been surrounded. Shaw got it initially, and number 12 is the one who pokes it downfield. But it's well recovered. There was no way that Ndoye wasn't going to get there. Ndoye. It's almost an hour played, not much longer left. And it's gone out for a throw-in for Belgium in a dangerous position. You'd be wanting someone whoever's got the longest throw-in at this point. Apparently no one, as it goes to Doku short. But it's another throw-in for Egypt this time. Didn't make the most of it. Infantino in attendance watching this one. Not really too surprising, to be honest. He does look like a villain of like Star Trek or something. The initial throw-in for Egypt comes to nothing other than another throw-in for them. Lifted up and over. All a bit of aerial duel going on in here, but Belgium come away with it. Good chance here and a good piece of interplay. Kevin De Bruyne can't keep it, unfortunately, for the Belgian side, and Egypt can start up a counter. And skipping away, there's plenty of space to run into. Is it Salah here? He's claiming to be bundled over. There will be a VAR check. And it's not Salah at all. It's someone else. It's worth checking. I thought for a moment it could have been. It's a run into the penalty area by Marmouche. I've seen a penalty given for that sort of thing before, but not given this time, as Ivo Ngoy did do a shove. And Egypt can probably count their blessings there a bit. Or their pyramids or whatever they do in Egypt. I don't know. But long lifted ball forward for Belgium. Well, it's not But rather Belgium can count their blessing. Doku down, can't believe he got a penalty on the other end. Number two is like, well, is that justice? I mean, man has literally just jumped on the ground, to be honest. Absolutely ridiculous, Doku. Get up. You weren't touched. De Ketelaere manages to get the ball. And he will run and retrieve it again and shepherd it out for a corner kick, actually, which is probably the best thing he could have done there, as Assur was coming behind him. So, corner kick for Belgium. It's really opened up this game in the last couple of about 10 minutes or so. Kevin De Bruyne takes it in. It's not done initially well, but the follow-up shot was a fantastic effort by Tielemans, which was just wide on the volley and all. It was headed away and it was on the volley by Tielemans. It was just wide in the end. Don't mind that at all. It was a good effort. And much like Tielemans, got hands near his head because he knows how close that could have been. Throw in for Belgium in the midfield position. And the game has become stretched a bit at the moment, and Belgium yet again attacking. Kevin De Bruyne with a chance, straight into the arms of the Egyptian goalkeeper. Number 23, I don't know why it's the number 23 is the first choice. But De Ketelaere with a cross, which is just beckoning for Kevin De Bruyne to get a shot in. Just needs to pick a better spot. He's gone straight to the goalkeeper. He's gone high left or right in that position. Will probably be high left. He gets that in the back of the net. I'm telling you now. Decision making De Bruyne, who has been with the Belgium squad for a number of years now, well over a decade. I remember him playing for them in 2014. So that's sort of, I don't know if that tells me how old he is or how old I am. But, it comes in here with a corner kick there. Well done to Doku, who was causing all sorts of problems in this game. Comes out to Kevin De Bruyne. Well, the cross whipped in. The cross comes shot, and it's easily dealt with by the goalkeeper, who then does a theatrical dive on the floor, claiming he's been fouled. Flipping heck. Grow a pair, mate. Absolutely grow a pair. He hardly touched you. You ran into him. Absolutely ridiculous. As is that man who's dressed as a Viking. An artificial beer belly. The Belgium fans, I'm not sure have got much to get their team excited for at the moment. Could be another shock defeat in this World Cup. They've both had 10 attempts in goal, but Belgium only had one on target compared to Egypt's 4. And Egypt will come again here. The shot comes in. Not too far wide there by Marmouche. It's not too far at all. He's made a great run there. Goy was just sort of running back and I think it's taken a deflection ultimately, and Goy I think's put his body on the line. I think that's what happened there. And Mo Salah will take this corner. Cross comes in. Headed away initially, but another chance for recycling possession here. It's not a great ball, to be honest. And it's coming away with Tielemans He will have to take on Marmouche, and that's going to be a foul, surely. It's coming from behind there. Not sure how you complain about that, number 17 for Egypt. There will be a substitution, and we are going to see Lukaku. De Ketelaere is coming off. Much understandable, in my opinion. Thought this might have happened a bit earlier, actually. Lukaku is coming on. He used to play for Chelsea. He's played for Inter Milan, but definitely has been best for his nation before. The big target man at Lukaku. He's been here before. He knows what it takes to get the job done. The cross comes in, the shot comes in, and the goal is gone in. And the first thing that Lukaku does is score. He comes on and he scores. He's been on the pitch 10 seconds and he scored. The difference that man makes. Romelu Lukaku, take a bow, an experienced veteran of Belgian football, has done it once again for his country. This was the missing piece. This was what was missing in this Belgian side. It's fantastic. Now he's onside there. No one makes for run him wide, and I think is it Meunier potentially, and I don't actually necessarily know if Lukaku got the touch, whether it was an own goal there. Let's see it from this angle. It's actually going to go down as an own goal. I don't think Lukaku actually touched the ball. I think it was a number 3. They won't care, but Lukaku, it was Lukaku with his pressure, was running into the box, which caused that mistake to happen. Well, it wasn't really a mistake. It was just the defender behind him, unfortunately, got a touch in to make it look like a Lukaku goal. Who he's doing all the big I am celebrations. It will go down as an own goal, though. It's now the hydration break, though. But yeah, unfortunately, that surely got to go down as an own goal. In this position, but it's gone down as, I think, Hani own goal. Mohamed Hani scoring the own goal there. Well, my prediction of a 1-1 draw still very much on the cards. Bringing Lukaku on the big guns made a lot of sense for me. There was a reason why I suggested to do that even at half time. And Rudiger Garcia finally had the cojones to go and do it. So it was literally a matter of seconds, really, from the Lukaku being substituted on for Lukaku scoring the goal. So it's become very even since now, and I must say, Meunier doing a decent job with the assist. Arguably the even better job of everyone there. He's the one who saw and had the vision and got the assist in the end. You got to respect Meunier for it. And nope. And you can just see the look on Hani's face. He knows that he scored an own goal there. And there's nothing the lad could have done. I'm telling you now, he's unlucky. He was behind Lukaku. He was all sliding in. Ultimately, it was probably the defender before him who should have gotten the better touch, because there was 2 defenders around Lukaku, and things like that happen, unfortunately. But just before the hydration break, then it was an equaliser, and it's now a 1-1 draw. Iran versus New Zealand, of the other 2 in this group, and France versus Senegal is the one which a lot of people are looking at as well. But just off the BBC. But Marmouche will kick us off underway, and it will be a substitution, I believe, for the Egyptian national team on the 70th minute here. Just some tactical advice going on as a substitute. They've taken off their goal scorer, Egypt. Imam Ashur has come off for Rami Rabia. That's a great name, Rami Rabia. I love that. So Egypt have it. As we were 1-1. Great chance for either side to take it. To be fair, there's still 20-25 minutes left to go. My 2-1 prediction to Egypt could definitely be on the cards. They're coming forward now. Oh no, they're not. They're just going to cross them. I thought they were going to go for a long ball there. And a bit of a dueling efforts going down, and Doku has eventually conceded a free kick against Lachine. A bit of a Rudy Garcia can't quite believe that decision. But Egypt have it. Normally in red, of course, Egypt. But we'll be playing the away strip because Belgium are in red today. And Belgium have it with Doku. He has to be forced to go back to his defenders. That number 4 has just made an incredible run. Units me, I thought might not be there. Munier has it, flicks it on. It's gone out wide. It's a bit of a duel with Trossard, but Trossard has kept it quite controlled here. Tielemans will come back to Trossard. A little cheeky flick around the corner, and it's gone. Oh, great save, but I don't mind that at all. Was it De Coupier who was potentially the one who was the person who got the final touch? It wasn't too bad at all. It was actually Munier who had the final touch there. You can tell it was a bit of a centre-back finish. Oh, the touch forward isn't quite good enough. It's out on the right-hand side. It's caught inside instead. Is a chance for a break potentially. It's flicked up. Not Trossard, it's number 23. Who's the 23? One of the substitutes. I can't remember which one. Oh well. It doesn't matter too much because the sort of phase of play has come to an end. Just deciding to keep it around at the moment. Belgium trying to find that incisive pass to Lukaku that we've done so many times before in the past. And something has been signalled as not right with that pattern of play. I'm not too sure what it was. Was it an offside? That's an odd decision. That's a fairly high position to be in offside. And on to the right for Egypt. Some lovely interconnecting play. They can't let their heads drop for Egypt, and they're actually not going to. There's going to be a foot race that Salah will never win. He's just not of that age of it being able to win foot races up against some of the best players in the world. Probably isn't quite his forte anymore. It's out on the left, dispossessed there, and it will be a free kick won by Egypt. Having done the dispossession, that will be also a yellow card buckleable offence, says the referee. De Kuiper, who was the one who was... Yeah, he's just sort of... He's rugby tackled Zico to the ground there. No need for that. Maxime de Kuiper into the book. One of the substitutes. And talking about substitutes, Egypt are about to make a few. Zico's day is over, is what is being said. And a number 25 is coming on. We'll find out who that is in a minute. Salah's coming off. Is Mo Salah's birthday today? Happy birthday, Mo. Happy birthday, Mo Salah. Hope you have had a good one. How old is Salah even? It is 15th of June. He's 34 years old today. Maybe his last ever World Cup. Although looking at the age of some other people at the World Cup, maybe he'll have one more in his tank. He'll see. But 1-1. A Mohamed Hani own goal was what equalised a 20th minute goal for Imam Mashur. It was definitely a large Lukaku-shaped influence. And he is someone who's been around the Belgian block for a while. 30 years old now, Lukaku. He's made a grand total of 126 appearances for Belgium, 90 goals. Made his debut back in Norway in 2010. He'll be looking at least to try and get a century before he retires, I imagine, of goals, that is. Another one who could potentially still be here by the time of the next World Cup, but quite unlikely to be. But he's always been a bit of a target man, has Lukaku. And talking about Lukaku, Belgium, they currently do have the ball in midfield. It comes out wide to De Bruyne. Why is De Bruyne playing as a winger? He sort of plays a bit of everywhere, doesn't he? Doku's got it now. Kevin De Bruyne has done a great ball through there to Trossard, to Lukaku. He takes a shot which is deflected. It's come back into the mixer, but it's headed away. No one was quite alert enough to the second ball there in the shirt in red. Otherwise, there could have been a bit of danger because it was a lovely floated ball back in. It's gone in field again, though. The cross is coming in, and that is a horrific cross, I must say. Ended up in a goal kick by Tielemans. Maybe not his best performance in the Belgium shirt today. I think he will be the first to admit it. It's not been a horrific one, but just been a bit average. I'm sure that Egypt will be delighted with a point from this game. I think they'll probably view this as the hardest fixture in the group. They're coming with an attack again, though. They don't want to sit down. They smell blood at some point. I have got them predicted to win 2-1. Shot comes in. It's blocked. And it's cleared away by Meunier. We now actually got up on the screen who the substitutes were, by the way, for Egypt, which is quite annoying. So we're kind of having to do a bit of guesswork when they'll be potentially close up. It is currently with Egypt now. But all I can tell you is Salah is definitely not on the pitch, which came as a shock to me. Lukaku will never have the pace to be able to run hard into the pitch there. He's currently out wide. You can never fault his work rate, Lukaku. Never once. That'll be a free kick. Meunier just decided to go into the back of his opponent. No need for it at all, that. The free kick's taken lackadaisically back. But I don't think anyone can really be bothered. 10 minutes left of this game. And looks like we might be playing out towards a draw, to be honest. The problem with all of these games is they're sort of wound down to a lack of intensity towards the end of the last 20 minutes or whatever. Although somehow Egypt's got a floating cross. It's well collected by Courtois, though. Will try and get his team to go forward. It's going to be a run forward by Kevin De Bruyne. A great pass out wide to Doku. He's going to try and claim a free kick, and he's got one. I'm not too sure, to be honest. Doku is running, and oh, it is a cynical foul. Yeah, you can't complain too much about that. He has caught Doku. Well, consider, I think it was the same player who got a yellow card for the one which should have been a dive earlier. Consider himself lucky he didn't get a yellow there, a second yellow card. De Koopje and Kevin De Bruyne are standing over it. It's good options there. Lukaku will be the invariable target, I imagine, from this angle, with his towering head. How many goals has he scored over his career with a header, Lukaku? Punched away by the Egyptian goalkeeper, but the second phase is all the more important, and it comes across. It's a great parry away, and a very important save again by the Egyptian goalkeeper, and they can now counter attack, but it's well dealt with by Ngoy, and Doku will come forward here. It's crowded out, and it's expanded suddenly rapidly. There's options here. It's gone out wide. That potentially could have been a foul, but no. Play on, says the ref. No, I mean, it's now looking at a replay. All these ones we will end up seeing we're just diving anyway. So Egypt having a spell now. Goes forward, and that's looping, and it's just over the crossbar. Did Courtois have to tip that over? Potentially so. It was dipping. It was dipping. And yeah, had to be tipped over by Courtois. It was actually a very good effort, as was that one earlier on, but we didn't quite get to see. The number 4 did a great job, but it was saved by Sucha. Or Shubia, rather. Cross comes in for Egypt. It's in the mixer. It's a fairly decent one. With chance for a shot here. It's blocked. It was a good opportunity there. Another floating ball comes in. It's all in the air at the moment, and it's kicked downfield, but it's all going on in the Belgium half at the moment. The ball comes in. Again, Egypt's got it. Great use of space as they switch the play out to the right. Utilising all the players. Number 3 comes and it will go out for a throw in. Great recovery work by the keeper. Fati was one who did the great initial work there. There'll be a throw in by the substitute, the number 25. I've still not quite managed to get who he is. Lifted away. Lukaku manages to do a 1-2 with De Bruyne, and it will be a throw in. Lashin kicks it out. 5 minutes of added time. Well, not added time, rather, of ordinary time left, and there'll be a double substitution at that point. Kevin De Bruyne's day, I believe, is over, as is Doku, definitely being rested for a future match. Two of the better teams in this Belgium side, that's for sure. It'd be useful if we can tell who the substitutes are. So yeah, De Bruyne, Doku come off, and Vanaken and Fernandez Pardo come on. They decided to tell us this one. There's a chance here for Egypt to do a break. Ngoy versus the number 9 for Egypt. Cross comes in, but it's past. There was only really one target, and it didn't find Marmouche at all. So 1-1 entering into these final 4 minutes of ordinary time. Could really go either way. Could even remain as a draw as well. Belgium have just moved the ball into the Egyptian half. A little floating ball over the top there. And cross comes in. It's headed over. It's Lukaku. Who else would you expect? But it's gone well over the bar. A similar player of the mould of Lukaku was Demba Ba. If you were a certain age, you'll remember that baller. So a free kick to be taken, or goal kick rather, to be taken by Egypt. You got to question how match fit is Lukaku. There probably is a reason why he had to come on off the substitute bench, and probably only fit enough to do about half an hour of his in a game at the World Cups. So using sparingly might be the logic. A lot of nervous fans. Hoofed up, and that'll go out for an Egyptian throw-in. Some more substitutions for the Egyptian national team. So the number 15 and number 20 are coming on. And the number 13 at least is coming off. Partly because he looks like he's seizing up with some sort of injury or another. And number 14 is coming off as well. So Ahmed for 2 and Madi Faddi are coming off. Havez and Ardel are coming on. Long ball forward here by Egypt. That's got to be a free kick. He's been blocked off, mate. No, says the referee. Look, definitely as if he'd been blocked off there. Egypt will come again on the left-hand side. Some great players of recent history in this Egyptian squad. Not as many as this Belgian team. I think Egypt have been slightly the team that not many people would have thought 10 years ago would have been the team that turned into one of absolute ballers, with Mohamed Salah viewed by many as a bit of a washed out player who never made it at Chelsea, if you remember back then. But the same happened with Kevin De Bruyne. Very similar career with both of them. Had a different club which gave him a chance and became some of the best players in the world. A deflection by De Cooper. Needs to deal with this to Belgium because it's scrambling out wide as well. Bit of tossing and turning, and Belgium are being able to play themselves out of danger. And Lukaku will be the target. Yes, the flick on went to him, but he couldn't get it under control, and Egypt have it. We're about to enter additional time of 5 minutes, so not much longer left to come in this game. A great chance for someone to write their name in the headlines. Although the headlines today will invariably, or tomorrow will invariably, go for the resilient defence of Cape Verde. But this could certainly be an interesting one if they score a screamer, certainly. The ball is pumped downfield by Belgium. Lukaku is lurking, but he won't be able to get there. He also reminds me a bit like David McGoldrick did as well. He was a similar sort of mould again to that sort of player. And Akin Fenwar, a big tall man with a shiny bald head. You just said, "Oh, you just stay up there, mate." I think they'll be considered unlucky, actually. Number 25, definitely. De Cooper, I think, decked him on the floor that position. And that's what the manager is, the Egyptian manager is saying to the fourth official. He's not just giving him a hug, don't worry. Egypt have it. There's some other Zico player, I think there's number 25. We have two Zicos. And I know that Belgium are on the counter and they've got into the penalty area here. Lukaku's got his back to goal, which is always dangerous. Whether it's his front or back, he's normally great with either. Cross comes in, it's blocked behind for a throw in for Belgium. It's taken quickly by Tielemans. He's got it again now. Cutting infield to Ngoy. Plenty of good players on this in this game. Cross comes in. Lukaku heads it up. Gone very, very defensive. Trying to do a final lock in, and that will be a free kick, I believe, and a potentially a bookable offence. Trossard, who ended up on the floor, was kind of backed into Zico there. A different one, number 25. We'll go with Zico. We never got so much aboard. It is unfortunate they do not have on the pitch of De Bruyne, who is usually a set piece taker. They instead have to opt with Tielemans. So we're all bated breaths because it's not long left to go here. Just over a minute left. Tielemans takes it. It's hooked up and over. A collective breathe, a sigh of relief amongst the team all down the Nile as all the Egyptians can sigh in relief about that because Michel knocked it just over there. The centre back had the centre back earmark of a finish, didn't it? A throw in for Egypt now at the other end of the pitch. It's getting sweaty times for the Belgian players, the management staff, and the fans, most importantly. It's gone into the arms of Courtois, which I think Belgium will be quite relieved of. There's about 15 seconds left. This game is ending in a draw by the looks of it. Long punt downfield, and that will go out for a goal kick. I think if I'm a referee, I'll probably just blow for time here, to be honest. And he has. There we go. It ended up in a 1-1 draw in the end between Belgium and Egypt. A tense game at times. Both teams roughly even. Belgium have been tipped by SofaScore as the better of the two teams. They're on 6.89, Egypt on a 6.77. Courtois on a 7.0. He made some relatively important saves to keep his team in it. 2 saves in all. I knew he would improve. For some reason, at halftime, they always undervalue players, especially defensive players. 7.7 for Timothy Castagne. Great job defending all round. 6 defensive contributions, won all 4 of his tackles, won 4 out of the 5 ground duels. 1 clearance, 1 block shot, 1 recovery, 1 foul, 1 last man tackle as well. He's an important player, Timothy Castagne. Probably, or arguably, one of the best players on the pitch for the Belgium side. 7.4 for Michel. Certainly had a good game for me. 10 defensive contributions on both of his tackles, 3 out of 4 ground duels. He did have an error leading to shot at one point, and a couple of fouls, but he also had a couple of recoveries, a couple of blocks, and 5 clearances. So you take the rough with a smooth, and I think he was by overall just better. Ngoy on a 7.0. He had 9 defensive contributions in total. He also had an error leading to shot in him. So he was a very much a player in midfield, in my opinion, looking at his heat map here. Yeah, very much. Meunier on a 6.2. That would got to be disappointing for the lad. I really can't rationale that. He had 7 defensive contributions. Okay, he didn't win. He only won 1 out of his 8 ground duels. That does definitely pave the way from it. But I thought he had 1 key pass and 1 accurate cross that one he's done. Maybe they're just ones that stick in my head within moments, I suppose. 7.7 for Yuri Tillemans. Some great passing range on the lad. 3 key passes and 1 big chance created. He had the burden of leadership placed on him, to the man who plays for Aston Villa at club level. He did appear a bit everywhere, to be honest, and that's kind of what you wanted from your box-to-box midfielder. Onana on a 6.9. I don't think he was great. In all honesty, didn't impress me at all. Neither did really Doku on a 6.5. It just seemed to go down far, far, far too easy. You won 1 key pass, but for your winger, you want dribbling, and he was fairly successful at that. He had, but then again, not a lot of them actually. He had 53 touches this game, and most of the time he just went down far, far too easily. 6.5 for Kevin De Bruyne. I think for expectations' sake, he underperformed that. Our expectations of him. 2 key passes, though, as you would ever expect. But his shooting, he had 4 shots in total. 1 hit that was on target, 1 hit woodwork, and 1 was blocked. Yeah, I feel like his set-piece delivery wasn't amazing either. 7.1 for Trossard. I thought he was quite a good player today, Trossard. He commended admirably, having to switch sides with 3 key passes and 1 accurate cross out of the 1 he attempted. Thing is, he had to sort of make up for Doku not having a fixed position. So whichever side Doku wasn't on, he'd have to then track over and cover. 7.1 for Ketelaere. I don't really make a lot of him, to be honest. I'm not sure why they've given him a 7.1. He was a bit everywhere, but you don't really want that for your centre forward. 6.7 for De Cooper. I thought it was much better than that, to be honest, to keeper. I thought when he appeared, he put some solid blocks in, a block shot, 4 recoveries, 4 defensive contributions, one tackle he won. Thought it wasn't too bad, and especially that attacking output as well at times. Nicholas Raskin on a 7.3. He did appear everywhere, to be fair, but he had 1 big chance created, 1 key pass, and his 1 cross was accurate. So when it came to final third stuff, he did it. Lukaku on a 6.2. That's cruel. That's very cruel. I mean, he was never going to be good at dribbling. So to mark him down for the dribbling is bad enough as it is. For marking him down on the shooting is ridiculous. He had 2 shots. 1 was blocked. He did miss that big chance, but he also forced an own goal, right? If he had a literal half an inch of a boot further forward, that he would have made contact with that, and that would have been him who scored the goal instead. Then SofaScore would have put him much, much higher. Hans van Aken on a 6.5. Let's face it, he wasn't on the pitch long enough to really make an impact, to be honest. Same with Fernandez Pardo on a 6.4. Egypt had on a 7.4 Chabert, their goalkeeper, which I definitely think he was one of their stronger attributes, it must be said. 3 saves in total, 1 high claim. Kept it relatively even. Hani on a 6.1, the reason that is going to be the own goal, isn't it? That will be the severe detriment to him, which is kind of unfortunate. He was also dribbled past once. He wasn't great, but he had 9 defensive contributions. He won 5 out of the 6 tackles and 8 out of the 11 ground duels. Normally, that sort of statistics, though, would instantly put a defender up there in the late 7s, if not 8s. So he's maybe considered a bit unfortunate because of the own goal, which wasn't really much to do with him, to be honest, or why he was ranked so low. Yasser Ibrahim on a 6.8. 5 defensive contributions. See, he's not done anywhere near as much as Hani in this to be warranting that sort of score, by my opinion. Fatih on a 6.8. He had 11 defensive contributions, 6 out of 8 ground duels with 1. 5 clearances as well. A very solid display by him. He did what he needed to do. Ahmed Fatoru, he did a fair few defense contributions, 4 out of 8 ground duels he won, but more importantly was maybe his passing, which was often quite conservative at times, I think it is fair to say. But he had 1 key pass and 1 big chance created, and 1 out of the 2 crosses he attempted was accurate. 6.3 for Atia. He had a stinker of a game on a yellow card. 1 key pass. Other than that, I can't think of what much he did, to be honest. It was just a bit anomalous. Lachine Wildliver was a 7.1, and he appeared everywhere, having to cover numerous positions at once, it felt like, at times. Zico on a 6.1, that's Mustafa Zico. He came off the Zizo. Okay, so that was what he's called. I just saw ZI something O, and it was his substitute. And to be fair, Zico's shot he had a couple of shots. 1 was on target, 1 was blocked, and 1 was offside. They mark them down, though, when they're not in, which really frustrates me at SofaScore. I don't think that's the sort of thing that should be counting. 6.9 for Mo Salah with the assist, of course. And 3 key passes. An important player as ever, but I actually think he was quite anomalous today, Mo Salah. I think he's had better games in his locker. For Aman Ashur, I'm going to give man of the match, as does SofaScore, 7.8. Scored the opening goal, the only one which was a goal for his own team and not an own goal. 1 key pass as well. Some impressive movement overall. There wasn't really any players who shone out more than Ashur, to be honest. And at times he did the tracking back and did the dirty work as well. 7.0 for Marmoush. He definitely grew into the game, I think, as it went on. He actually had a grand total of 5 shots, and 3 of them were blocked. And a total of 3 of them shot, or 4 of them shots rather, all came in the second half. His first shot wasn't until deep into stoppage time in the first half. So definitely had a game of 2 halves for him. Much improved in the second half. Both Ibrahim Adel and Karim Havez didn't have enough time to get a ranking, but Rami Rabia 6.8. I don't really remember much that he did. I thought he had a cool name when he came on, but other than that, he apparently had 4 defensive contributions, which is actually quite impressive. 2 interceptions, 2 clearances, 2 recoveries. Zizo on a 6.3. I thought that was a bit cruel. I thought Zizo at times appeared quite well. He actually had a shot as well, which was blocked. That'll be the reason why, because SofaScore will mark you down for taking the shot. And Hamza Abdelkarim, who came on for Salah, is on a 6.7. He did niche, right? He shouldn't be on a 6.7. He did absolutely nothing. Anyway, thank you for watching this video. Please do subscribe if you are new around here. That will be hugely appreciated. We are, I think, 1 subscriber away from 270, which is great. I'm going to probably do Uruguay versus Saudi Arabia, although I might relocate the room ultimately because this room does get very dark after a certain point in time. But thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you all in the next one. Goodbye for now.